and a place to be. Shout out to my man's Bugs, Audio Intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Always holding it down, man. With your brother Atum Ra coming to you live from H-Town via melanated.illuminated.com. Make sure that you're going to go check out our website, check out all the things that we're always putting up there. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to do it for the community and we're trying to do it for the people, man. Man, it feels good to be back doing interviews, man, because I have so many brothers and sisters out there that show so much love to the platform, and they also show so much love to the community and to the people. And the brother that I have on today, man, this brother here, he's been like, when you talk about doing it, like this brother is like doing it. And when I look at how people go about setting up their platforms, a lot of people go about setting up platforms that really is only going to benefit them and them alone. But then you got some of us out there that's all about building for the embetterment of the people and the community. And brother Knowledge Born, man, from Do the Knowledge Radio, man, I got him on today, man. What's good, God?
Peace, man. Peace and black power to you. Melanated and illuminated.com, man. I mean, what can I say, man? I'm honored to be here and touch the microphone and share on this same platform my elder, Professor James Small, and so many other greats who done came through here. And I heard, one of the other legends gonna be on here after me, man. Shout out to Cedric, man. Conscious Mindset, man. Just a beautiful brother, man. You see what I'm saying? And shout out to Houston. You understand what I'm saying? Like shout out to the H, man. So much love from the H, man. It's I'm telling you, like it's remarkable. It's remarkable the amount of black love and new African talent that exists just in the H. I just seen it. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to that clique, man, and shout out to Olu, man. Love it. To the God, man. I'm telling you, like it's amazing.
Hey man, look, man. You naming all the homies, man. You deep in this H town, man. You know
man. Hey.
Yeah, it just goes show that, you know what I'm saying, the real gonna always collaborate. And that's just how it is and how it be. Man, Do the Knowledge Radio. I've been a supporter. I've been a fan ever since you started the platform. Just because I saw the vision from the beginning, and I saw the vision from where you were going with that whole platform, and that's how I set up Melanated Illuminated the exact same way. So, for our people that's new, let the people know a little bit about Do the Knowledge Radio.
Man, what I could say is that it's a book series that's being written, behind the scenes, and we're doing the web series. We're doing, a real introduction to everything that's going on. Like Biggie said it was all a dream. You see what I'm saying? It was all a dream. For me, it was all a nightmare. You understand? It was all a nightmare. I'm a practitioner, so when your ancestors set something before you, like the creator put something on your mind and in your heart, and your ancestors are the thrust and the push. Oftentimes, if you're not prepared for it, even though they say you're prepared for it, it's overwhelming to you. This experience. This was a thought form that existed from myself and a couple other brothers that had got together over on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Lil Bro included. You understand? You know what I mean? Lil Bro, this is real intricate, right to the family. You understand? This ain't no BS. You see what I'm saying? Because if I was on some, I wouldn't be here. So this is how intricate it is in regards to, the roots that's involved. And, Atum Ra been around since episode 1. You see what I'm saying? So this was a thought form to reach a larger audience from what we were doing. You see what I'm saying? Physically in the community, we were working in the community with our youth. We were working in the community with rites of passage programs, with after school programs, anti-bullying programs, all kinds of things, kind of culminated and put together. And, we were looking for a way to reach a larger audience with consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So I came up in the conscious community. I was birthed here. My mother and my father walked those streets. My mother and father worked with folks on drugs and from broken homes and people with all types of mental, emotional, and psychological afflictions. And I was created out of that spiritual advancement. My birth was, So, it was inherent upon me to continue on the legacy after the physical transition of my foreparents. You see what I'm saying? So they put it in my heart with the rest of my ancestral lineage to continue to be a beacon of remembrance. In the Kemetic tradition, Osir has a son, and his son is dutiful to his father. So his duty and responsibility is to be one who follows after his father, who is dutiful to his father. So if this is your particular purpose, if this is your particular goal, your aim and objective, you have to look at it in a familial sense. Consciousness has become very trendy nowadays. So it looks cool to adorn yourself. You understand? It looks cool, which is all fine. That means that the medicine is working, but you have to give the medicine time to work on you from the inside out. You see what I'm saying? So this was something as an ode to what I received from my family lineage first, and then from my external family, my nuclear family, my communal family of African people, of Black people, of New African people. You see what I'm saying? So an ode to what I received in my household from mouth to ear and from my family lineage, that gave me the renewed energy and strength to then go to the larger community, and continue to spread that love. Now that love wasn't always received. Right. As it is now. You see what I'm saying? But you had to deal with those type of woes along the way. And this, particular platform, Do Knowledge Radio, it was the same way. Some places it was received, some places it was envied, some places it was, imitated, things like that. But I think it was wonderful to be able to take a thought form and allow it to manifest in physical form where it impacts the lives of African people all over the planet. You understand what I'm saying? Indiscriminate to religious denomination, spiritual inclination, or political affiliation whatsoever. In the true essence of what it is to be an African, attached to life-giving, life-sustaining, and life-affirming stances in regards to those things that surround African life. And I'm just glad, to be able to pick up the microphone and say Black Power. You understand what I'm saying?
Unfiltered.
And mean it, and mean it, and not get it mixed up and tampered with and say, okay, Dr. Khaled called us a fickle people. He said we different ways on different days. And every single time that you come to Do Knowledge Radio, this is what you're gonna get. You see what I'm saying?
Facts. So what is it? What is it on Do the Knowledge Radio that pushes you to continue to allow spaces for everybody within the conscious community? Just because on a lot of people's platforms, their audience, along with their guests and the people they have, is normally catered towards a certain segment. You know what I'm saying? But I see you. You know what I'm saying? You'll have, brothers from all different walks of life, within the so-called conscious community, and you'll have them on platforms, and it isn't just necessarily a battle or a beef or one-upping type each other type of thing.
Relationships are key. If we say we are one family, fundamentally we have the same roots. Culture has you express these things in different ways. You see what I'm saying? Culture has you express these things in different ways. If you see this one flyer right here, that's my real cousin in real life, Hami Ham. That's my cousin. You understand? So y'all heard that name in the battle rap circuit. And if you don't know that name and you're a battle rapper, I don't believe you. You understand what I'm saying?
We don't believe you.
Platform, right. You can have Hami Ham. You can have Positive K. You can have KT the Arts Degree. You can have Dr. Oyen Mayat. And You know, Boom from 300 Gangsters, PFK Boom, all together on one platform. You see what I'm saying? And with no mesh about it. So whether someone is a Moor, whether someone is a Christian, whether someone is a Nuwabian, whether someone is a Muslim, you see what I'm saying? Whatever the space there, fundamentally, we are the same people. The African in me loves the African in you, whether you identify with that African or not. You're gonna look and say, like, damn, this brother African, but he come at me in a space of respect. I'm like, yeah, we don't have no issues. You understand?
Right,
I don't got no issues with a from 125th Street all the way to Dimona, Israel. Got both of them. You understand what I'm saying? So we never allowed these other things to be. I wanted our brothers and sisters to have their voice heard, you know, righteously. You see what I'm saying? We got Hebrews out here. You know, there's so many Hebrew camps, you couldn't even name them all. You understand what I'm saying? So credence in the whole to Israel as a whole. Israel always got love on my platform, and they always will. You understand what I'm saying? So that was a difference. You see what I'm saying? I got a group of Christian brothers and sisters that is righteous and that's working for human rights all over the planet, and they on my platform every week. You understand what I'm saying? Every week. So Muslims that came on the platform. You see what I'm saying? I taught Islam for 20 years. Me personally, I taught Islam for 20 years. Why would I then say to a Muslim, he can't come on my platform? My father and my mother. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you look at the Nuwapians, you see what I'm saying? Shout out to Ali York, man. Dr. York's son.
You
understand what I'm saying? Like how close you gotta get. You understand what I'm saying? Like how close you gotta get. You know what I mean? So, you know, as far as the Moors, you see what I'm saying? My man Cheyenne was in the courtroom getting people off of charges. I don't want to hear nothing about, you know, this stuff don't work. He was getting people out of jail and getting people off charges. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to the Moors for the work that they do. You know what I mean? So when it get down to brass tactics, who out there feeding the hungry, who feeding the homeless, who helping people get off drugs, who helping people get out of these street tribes, all of that, all together, all encompassing. You see what I'm saying? That sounds African to me. I don't care if they think, okay, we from this place or that place. No, where the love at? So it's always been love. So where there's love at, it's gonna be love. You see what I'm saying?
For sure. So, and that's true Black power, and that's true revolution right there. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, you know what I'm saying, collaborate, being able to build, and also being able to stay consistent. Like, man, you have been consistent, like over 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, close to 1,200 on one, and close to 300 on this visual one. So like close to 1,500 episodes. More likely.
Man, like why is it so important for us to have, you know what I'm saying, those spaces and those outlets to, you know what I'm saying, convey ourselves and our information to the community?
I'm gonna show you this book real quick. This should tell you why. This is George Jackson's Blood in My Eye. Shout out to Afi Issei, Queen Afi, Melanated Grace, George Jackson. This picture of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey right behind me. You see what I'm saying? That's Queen Afi's work. You see what I'm saying? So the visual transformation of the resurgence of the African mind begins with the imagery, and it manifests in bodily functions. You have to do some physical changing. You have to do some mental changing. You have to do some emotional and psychological changing. And anyone offering you anything that look like you, that does not require you to do any transformation, they are not for you. You understand? They can only be against you. So when you look at the importance of this media, this medium, this through line between the ancestral and the physical world, you have to have an ambassador, a through line. Getting back to that reference that I gave from Osir to his son Heru, he's a follower of his father. You understand? So in word and in deed. So when you start looking at that, you sit up and say, we come from the school, but like, yo, word is bond. You understand? That is a bond. You say word is bond, and bond is life. So that bond is connected to your life force, and you would give your life before your word should fail. So when you wanted to say something like that, you would come in a way that what you do and what you say are congruent with one another. And if you have the proper medium, and that media by which to string those lines across, you are dealing with something from the metaphysical to the physical. You see what I'm saying? They're congruent.
Facts.
So that media takes those things from the unseen and allows them to be seen and heard in the physical world in a way where it could be uplifting, where it could be motivating and continuing inspiring, these Africans and these liberators, these fighters for liberation to continue to move. You see
for sure, man. Peace to that, bro. Peace to that, man. So like right now, man, man, let me ask you, man. We got the this global pandemic going on, man. Like how are things, where you are right now?
Man, the only thing I can say to that right there is I'm in the space of gratitude. I'm thankful. You understand? I'm thankful. All my children home. You see what I'm saying? We going through all of our family stuff. Like, we got the time to fashion and sharpen each other. You see what I'm saying? Like iron sharpens iron and steel sharpens steel, man sharpens, and all of it come together. So this is like a beautiful time. So many things that took place and are taking place in this time. Both, for me, on this professional level, on this organizational level, in the life, and then just the intangibles. You see what I'm saying? How important family is, and all of that. Like, this is where the focus should be. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to go pick up your children. You understand?
Right, for sure.
Like, you can learn your children.
Man, I appreciate getting them hours of back that I spend in traffic every day, man.
Right. And you can find out if your children don't F with you or not. You understand? They may not F with you. This might be a chance for you to your family, because you ain't paid attention to your children. You done carted them in the car off somewhere, dropped them off, carted around, hustle, bustle, pick them up, feed them, give them a shower and go to bed. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was literally people at the beginning of this that was saying, what I'm supposed to do with my children at home. You understand? So this has to bring a sort of a calm back to our family life, because our family is our religion. And for African people, I don't care what nobody else doing with their children.
Right.
You understand? I don't care what's going on in the world with everybody else, because no one cared about the African. And even in this pandemic state where people are supposed to be taking it easy, no one is taking it easy on the African man, woman, and child.
Facts.
You understand?
Globally.
So, in this essence, if Malcolm was true, he said chickens coming home to roost. Chickens are coming home to roost. You understand? Like, this is what the battlefield assessment is. And our focus should be on rebuilding one another, connections with one another, establishing relationships with one another, and collaborating with one another to be fortified, and not allow infiltration from strangers, outsiders, and foreigners to come amongst us and try to divide the already divided. I'm gonna say this real quick. Abi Ogun from the Last Poets was on with Jay Ivy on his live yesterday. Shout out to Jay Ivy. Shout out to Abi Ogun from the Last Poets, the founder of the Last Poets. He told me face to face in Pan-African Connections. He said, crackers don't divide and conquer. They conquer divided. That was one of the greatest jewels I ever heard in my life, from mouth to ear from my elder. You see what I'm saying? So our elder is telling us that they can't rightly come into a place unless it's already divided, and then go amongst the divided and cause division. They can't divide and conquer. They don't divide a people. They look for the division that exists and exploit that division.
Right.
How they're able to conquer. You see what I'm saying? So that jewel right there, in regards to this whole situation that's going on, I love what I see around the globe. I love what I see nationally. I see these brothers and sisters out here being creative, making stuff, selling it. We participating in commerce, the collaborations that's going on, all of
crazy,
that.
Right?
You see what I'm saying? The world don't know what to do. They looking to the African family for what to do. And then they see D Nice come out with the DJ party, got 100,000 people over there.
Right. Everybody do it now.
You understand? Like, yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we always set the trends, but we have to put ourselves in a position to where it's beneficial for us solely.
Right.
The support has to come from us and through us. It has to be reciprocal back and forth. You know, like for me and a couple of my people, like we feeding 50 children 5 days a week. You see what I'm saying? So us feeding them and the other group checking on the elders. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it might be increased to about 100 because one of these schools where the places where they was getting a meal from, somebody had caught the COVID, so they had shut the whole program down. So that stresses a certain demographic depending on that particular place 5 days a week. So, you know, this is something that we're doing. And if everybody do a little bit, nobody got to do a lot. You see what I'm saying? And I know Houston got like they were doing this before. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I mean. Like, so much drawing strength from the examples that was set for. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't got no time to get into any of this other stuff that's going on. The work is there and the need is great. You see what I'm saying? So we got to do what we got.
For sure. And you know, one thing about the way that this global pandemic has affected people's lives, you know, a lot of us, it's affected the way that we work. You know, a lot of, you know, like people are used to seeing me like in the studio every week, and you know, I do interviews inside and outside the studio. But like now, you know, with the current situation, everybody's having to find ways to do a lot of different things remotely. Well, one thing about Do the Knowledge Radio, you are always set up to have a network to where interviews and everything can happen without people actually being in a physical location. And that aspects, it makes, you know what I'm saying, Do the Knowledge and everything that you've been doing way ahead of the curve, because a lot of people are just now catching up and catching on to that way, because now they have to figure out what to do. So like, what kind of led you down that path years ago when you started Do the Knowledge Radio?
Well, this was a situation that came in as kind of like a buffer between two platforms that I was listening to, African History Network and Know the Ledge Radio. So I used to listen to those two programs, you know, like 3 times a week. You see what I'm saying? KTL used to be on Tuesday and Friday, and I believe Michael Imhotep's show, African History Network, used to be on Thursday. So I started to hear less and less of them. So when the idea came for a virtual component to the physical thing that we were doing, you know, it just so happened, you know, such thing as just so happened. But my ancestors led me to, you know, Blog Talk. And then if you remember Blog Talk, how crazy Blog Talk was, everybody named Mama was on Blog Talk.
Everybody.
Like everybody. Like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Shout out to Queen Mother Abundance Child and people like that. You see what I'm saying? The people that are still on there to this day. Dr. Jewel Pookrum is still on there. What's my sister's name? She's still on there to this day. Miss Blue. You see what I'm saying? She's still on there to this day. Like, you know, so many greats that were on there, and they're all fortified, you know, and they ain't looking to have any kind of shift. So for me, it was audio. You see what I'm saying? Like 4 years of audio, 1,100 or more episodes of just audio. Recently in December, you know, my ancestors was like, it's time to go live. So I had always had a YouTube channel, as you know. You see what I'm saying? I always had a YouTube channel, but I had some difficulties in regards to streaming where I believe I was shadow banned. You see what I'm saying? For my content, and I couldn't go live. And if I could go live, I couldn't show my face or whatever. But you know, you could look at it in two dynamics. It wasn't time. You see, you could look at it as it wasn't time, or there was some agenda at work. So I acknowledge both of them as two halves of the same whole. So I went and tried out this, you know, platform, StreamYard. You see what I'm saying? And went through. I did a couple of episodes. I was like, I just do it for the month of December and see how it works. And the response was so overwhelming. And that was confirmation from my ancestors to be like, all right, fuck it, let's just keep on going. You see what I'm saying? So kept on going. And the result since the end of December, early January to now is like, almost 300 episodes, if not more. You see what I'm saying? And still more to come. And, turning this audio-visual situation to a twin of its making of the audio situation where we provide the platform to other people and, build what they call a podcast network nowadays.
Right.
Like, it's a word for it now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I had done it years ago, and to the point where we were on 7 days and no two shows were the same in 1 week.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
pumping content.
Different shows. Yeah, every day with different people coming on with different facets that they offer. So, we're looking to rebuild that visually with folks that are willing, that are able, whose Afro politics are correct. You understand?
Right.
Anybody to come over here because this is not a space for concessions. This is for the true of heart and the true of spirit. You see what I'm saying? Because we are at war, and we need to engage this war on all fronts, and we need the best of our people on all fronts. Whose politics are correct. I have to say that again because this does not apply to everybody. We're not looking for everybody.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We're not looking for everybody. We're not looking. I'm not rooting for everybody black because everybody black politics are the same.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So those who politics are the same, all of them, all those politics who are right, who not wishy-washy, who don't support stuff that is anti-African life or people who are anti-African people.
Right.
This is what I'm talking. You see what I'm saying? Right. You can go anywhere else with that. You could go anywhere else and you could get a bankroll. You could get $1 billion. You understand? But here, there's no budget for that. Yeah, there will be. You understand what I'm saying? So we are aligning ourselves rightly with those brothers and sisters who have that mindset, who have that mouth, and have that foot game to back up that mouth. You understand?
Right.
So that's, and that excludes people.
Right.
Oh well. You understand? You got your line in the sand, your demarcation point, and don't cross that fucking line. You understand?
Right.
Like,
for sure.
You see what I'm saying? And that's anywhere where we are.
Right. Man, for sure, man.
So that's kind of like that motivation.
Right, for sure. So, man, like as the country looks to open back up, after the the whole coronavirus pandemic, how do you see, the black community coming out of this situation? Because we've already seen from a lot of the numbers, our people have been affected, by this virus, and we know a lot of it isn't necessarily the virus. It is the long-term health disparities that have existed within our community for decades, even centuries. And that is one of the reasons why, our people are vulnerable to a lot of different diseases and viruses and things like that. So, how do you see our community coming out of this?
I believe that there's an ancestral shift taking place. And, there are brothers and sisters that are needed on all fronts. So the brothers and sisters that you are seeing that are making that ancestral shift, they are needed there. Such as the mind of a Dr. Africa who recently transitioned.
Peace.
And many more, Dr. Kalindi ER, brothers like Abdul Hanif Muhammad, like who just made the transition. These were warriors that were warriors on this side. So the services are needed on that other side for what is to come. You know what I'm saying? So being mindful for, those dearly departed from our physical sight, but never, ever from our sight eternal are needed in other spaces and other capacities. So if you're here, the honor that you can do those who have departed in your family is to get right within yourself and within your family dynamic to continue to be a portal and a way for them to return through our children and our children's children, and also to uh, re reconcile with nature and with the planet and getting things back in line, and further to get in line with that divine, great maternal matriarch energy that is in tune, that is out of balance, that has been overshadowed and ignored and neglected and abused, to bring those things back into focus. This is family. This is our family. You know, everything has a family. You
Right.
understand? So either you be in a position to be part of this elevation and this reconciliation, or you be a part of its degradation. And if you're on the end of degradation, um, there's a recompense for you. You see what
For
I'm saying?
sure. For sure.
As long as you're mindful for these things, you know, for this transformation that's taking place, that's going on, there's an ascension that has been taking place within us. And those who are in tune with that, they have felt it. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what this is. This is how, you know, like your body heats up to destroy an infection. So you got
Right.
people that's dealing with fevers and like that, and restless nights, and ringing in the ears, and all these other things that are going on. What else is taking place? You know, what has to be done for your attention
Right.
to, you know, turn towards yourself, to turn within towards yourself, to turn within towards your family. All of the other distractions are moved out of the way. All you have is all you ever had right there in front of you. So either we're mindful to those things and we allow ourselves to submit to the process of correction, of reformation, of reconciliation, or we deal with the recompense. You see what I'm saying?
No, for sure. For
That's
sure. For sure. Well, man, and so you've been running Do the Knowledge Radio for a while. But I saw that you recently Do the Knowledge is taking on a new lane in consulting. So speak on that, man. What y'all got going on with DTK Empower You?
Well, DTK Empower You has a couple of different facets with it. Um, my chosen demographic is at risk youth. You know, if we look at all of us young children, when we were young children, all of us is what they would term as at risk youth. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Being
Oh yeah.
African in the America,
Oh yeah.
being
Automatically.
African
Automatically.
is automatic. You
Automatically.
understand what I'm saying? And then going back to see if someone positive had intervened in your life, someone black who looked just like you intervened in your life at a young age, where you would be. You see what I'm saying? Young black men to see older black men being progressive. You see what I'm saying? Giving them tools and equipping them with the
Right,
skills
right,
that they
right.
needed
Giving
to
them love and
survive in
everything.
this hostile ass environment. Right, giving them love, giving them correction, being real with them, all of that. You see what I'm saying? Instead of giving them packs to move. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because
Right,
that was
right,
a way
right.
to, you know, to show love. Like that was the, hey, I'm gonna put you on. You move these packs.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Oh, I'm gonna put you on. Oh, you know, we gonna jump you into this street tribe. You see what I'm saying?
right,
Somebody can only give you what they have been given. You see what I'm
right.
saying? So we're taking a second look at that. You see what I'm saying? We're challenging those norms. We're challenging those delusions. You see what I'm saying? We're cutting down rates of recidivism and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? By motivating and empowering these youth with more skills. You see what I'm saying? A return back to that kind of state. So this is from ages 7 to 18. We're working with those youth at risk, at risk youth. You see what I'm saying? And then we have the strategic planning and consulting aspect from ages 19 to 35. Look at those formative years. You see what I'm saying? Like our 20s. You see what I'm saying? In the 30s, they be called them the dirty 30s. Look at the 20s. You see what
Right,
I'm saying? And look at that, 19. You look, they're waiting for you. Our enemies are waiting for you at these years to give you something other than yourself to have allegiance to. You see what I'm saying? So if you look at this system, the school system got you from 4 to 18, in some cases 3 to 18, 15
Right.
years. You know what I'm saying? Pre-K, you know, K, you know, pre-K, Head Start, you know, kindergarten, and
Right.
then the elementary year. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the middle school years, and then you got the high school years. They got you a great bulk of your life. You see them in those formative years, you
Right.
know, on a low roll type of situation. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you could teach a child at 2 or 3 years old coding. You could teach them 6 or 7 languages and all of that. You see what I'm saying? And they're in there, you know, they have some kind of curriculum for them now, but who is that going to benefit? You see what I'm saying? Every our children are exposed to is either a weapon for their upliftment and their liberation, or a weapon that be used against for the devastation and destruction. You see what I'm saying? To keep them in a position to be subservient, or put them in a position to be independent. You see what I'm saying? So these are the situations, and this is what it is. It's custom made and tailor made to our people around our culture, surrounding, you know, around our families and things like that. And then those modalities within there as they present, you know, through the needs assessment for what their goals and aspirations are. So moving them closer to their goals. They never thought about themselves in any other kind of way. You see what I'm saying? You might hear somebody say, I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a football player. Or they say, I want to go to the league. You know how many jobs there are?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? How many jobs there are in the league? Okay, so let's move this space closer and say, okay, what about if you could be in the NBA or NFL or any of these places as a contractor, and you dealing with the physical therapy aspect, you dealing with the accounting aspect, you dealing with the lawyer aspect, any of these things that you're doing for yourself, you in business for yourself, and you got a contract with them, and you see all of those players anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So like expanding the scope, not taking away like, oh no, you stupid as hell, you ain't never going. Like, who talks to their children like that? You understand what I'm saying? Our enemies talk to us like that, and we in turn took that and translate that and talk to African children like that, and then say, oh, you fucked up.
Right.
Take that personal accountability and say, nah, we fucked up. Let's fix it. You see what I'm saying? So you got situations like now to put together a master plan, because you don't see nobody other than family names out there that are in control of anything. You see what I'm saying? You know, they say get paid off your last name, not your first. You see what I'm saying? That kind of shit they be talking about. This is what it is. You see what I'm saying? That like this is all of these things that are there together. You see what I'm saying? So what kind of legacy will be left? What kind of dynasty you gonna leave? You know, how are your children gonna fare, and your children's children and your children's children's children gonna fare in those future generations? You gotta do their responsibility to them. You see what I'm saying? So we're not trying to replace, you know, the parents. We're trying to get involved with the parents and get the the parents and the children back involved and back in the loveship with one another, and continue to move forward as a family. You know what I'm saying? So it take a village. If it take a village, you see what I'm saying? If it takes a village,
that's exactly what it takes.
Let's break that village mindset down, and let's go from that fixed mindset to the growth.
For sure.
So that's the consultant, and this is the strategic planning aspect. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you after 18, you 19 and you don't know what to do. There's a couple places we definitely don't need you at, and I don't even need to name them. You can think about where you don't need to be. You understand what I'm saying? So that plan together in those years, because we go to the college campuses and get sucked up. You have to go every place that you got to go outside of your community with a plan. 100%. You see what I'm saying? You have to be prepared. So if you're going to college, if this is your goal, your aim, who are you going to college for?
Right.
What are you going to learn in college? And who is that going to benefit? You see what I'm saying? So this is primarily, so if you go there with that kind of plan, you good. You see what I'm saying?
Right. For sure.
This is your plan. This is your goal, and these are your steps.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, for sure, man. Let me ask you, man. You have a lot of different people on your platform, man. who are some people that you have, man, that we may not know about, but you know, you wanna put them on that we should be checking out for.
Oh, that's what's up. I thought you about to say, well, who was some of your favorite guests? I was about to say, oh man.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I ain't gonna do you like that. I ain't gonna do you like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I already know. I already know. I already know.
Man. Let me see. I was trying to use that little part to give me a little chance to think about who I got on the attention to. I'm working with Dr. Inky, Dr. Inky St. Grill, and you know, whether people know about him or don't know about him, people should be checking him out, especially around this time with the work that he's doing. You see what I'm saying? The work that he's doing musically, and the work that he's doing in regards to herbs and those things. He's definitely somebody that people should be checking out.
Right.
You know, check him out on YouTube and get some of those products and services. I mean, he's helped hundreds and hundreds of people with maladies, and he's helping people in this instance right here. So he should be booked along. Him and KT Darstreet, they should be booked. You know, you should be checking those people out. Got this series that I'm working with. These two remarkable queen mothers. It's called Goddess Rap. My queen mother, Marie Banu, and my queen mother, Gabet Imhotep, they come together. And this is sisters now. You understand? These are sisters. This is that returning to the matriarchs and to that lineage that made us great. You see what I'm saying? These two African women, they come together and you know they talk. You see what I'm saying? You know, I said when the goddesses get together, it's a rap.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So
it's a rap.
You know, they're working it out. You see what I'm saying? And they're returning the gloryhood back to the African family. You see what I'm saying? So this is for sisters, by sisters, but it's for the benefit of the African family. You see what I'm saying? So they are amazing. They are remarkable, you know, and these are mother goddess of, you know, the tribe Heningsu. You see what I'm saying? We had, you know, our chief priest and our founder on here, you know, Uncle Nu, come through here and you know, share about, you know, the trip to Kemet and, you know, those homegrown situations. You see what I'm saying? We had them on here as well. You see what I'm saying? So that is a remarkable group of African people that have, you know, some things works and some things to offer the family. You see what I'm saying? So if you're looking, you know, into the culture and the spiritual traditions of the Nile Valley, they have it 100%. You see what I'm saying? From primary text, there's no cut. You see what I'm saying? There's no cut. There's no change. My brother came out with 666 page book from primary sources. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, you know, if you got these other cats, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, y'all should check them out. Hanisu.com and just be looking. Look up Goddess Rap on YouTube and subscribe. I believe they got a show coming up here in about a week and a half or so. So, you know, check them out. These are practical things. You see what I'm saying? These are practical things and practical people that are sharing lessons, life lessons, you know, scars and bruises along the way, bringing back, you know, the African family. And of course, y'all know every Wednesday I'm on with the National Minister of Defense of the Black Riders Liberation Party and the National Deputy Field Marshal of the New Black Panther Party for Self-Defense under the leadership of another Houston, you know, sister, you know, by the way of New Orleans. You understand what I'm saying? National Chairwoman Crystal Muhammad. You see what I'm saying? The first chairperson that was a sister in revolutionary history. You understand what I'm saying? Minister Kingston Shabazz deal with that Black Survivor died, that Black survival training. You see what I'm saying? Like we know how Harvey impacted Houston. You see what I'm saying? And some of these surrounding areas, you know, disaster preparedness and emergency preparedness, you know, a situation like this,
it's key.
Most of us prepared to bug in. You understand what I'm saying? And to bug out if need be. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, urban survival, you know, one-on-one type of situation where these skills that they learn through this training and this collaboration then save lives and rescue people. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So whether it was
Sure.
in Louisiana during Katrina or during Hurricane Harvey and the like. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to organizations like MBuff. You see what I'm saying? And other formations that was out here that was working in the trenches and saving fucking lives. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
this is real. Again, this is practical. You see what I'm saying? Theory is fine. Theory is supposed to get you somewhere. Theory is supposed to get you somewhere. That's not the whole way.
Right,
you know
right. It's just a start.
You could theorize about kicking in the door, but you got to get the damn door in. You understand? To know what that is. And you're like, oh, a door can be kicked in. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So this becomes a situation where you're dealing with things from a very practical aspect. You see what I'm saying? We got, I mean, like we talked a lot about, like you mentioned the brothers, you see what I'm saying? But there's some fire sisters that's out here that is making some things happen. They're serious, you see what I'm saying? And they're working in the best interest, of our people. You see what I'm saying? So it's too many to name.
Yeah. But nah, I think you've definitely given like a lot of people for.
What I want to do, if I could, real quick, I'll give a shout out to the goddess Neef Knight. You see what I'm saying? Another Houston. Houston.
Black is Truth.
Doing amazing work. Yeah, the Black is Truth. Make sure y'all get a dose of that Black is Truth. And one of my elders, two of my elders, if I could shout them out, Raheem Shabazz of Genocide, Necessary Blackness Podcast, and my brother the Black Dot and his son Malcolm. You see what I'm saying? They got Urban X TV. You see what I'm saying? They got Urban X .nyc. Make sure y'all check them out. I mean, that's remarkable. What's greater than a family dynasty? This is a family business. You see what I'm saying? Everybody all together.
Big time.
You see, and I'll be remiss if I don't keep looking at the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey and not shout out the greatest from my perspective of this day and time in regards to African-centered imagery, art, and propaganda. The First Lady of Revolutionary Mind Cinema and CEO of MelanieGrace.com. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In these in these times with this imagery, everything is a story. You see what I'm saying? You talk to your children. You had children. Did you tell them their birth story? Did you tell them why you named them? Y'all can have in circle time and be discussing what you know about your family. And if you don't know, there are resources out here if you go that way for you to figure out who your family is, where your family comes from, truly.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And this is the crux of your conversation. You should be getting with your spiritualists. You see what I'm saying? Whoever your spiritual teachers are, whoever your healers are, you see what I'm saying? Whoever those light workers are in your life, to bring this kind of calm and this balance. So you're not running around here in disarray. You see what I'm saying? So the healers, you should be hooking up with them. The spiritualists, you should be hooking up with the spiritualists. You see what I'm saying? You should be looking for ways to boost your immune system and realign your body and get yourself back in order. You see what I'm saying? To be able to do what you need to do out here. There's so much going on in so many people. You see what I'm saying? That are affected. So also for those counselors that are out here, these African-centered counselors, these African-centered therapists and things like that, people dealing with a lot of loss and pain and stuff, they people to talk to. So it should be situations where even if you can't be somewhere physically, you should be there virtually available. You see what I'm saying? Or at least telephonically, and work out these situations to where, some kind of reconciliation, some kind of closure can be brought about with these families and things like that. These things work in tandem. These things work in hand for overall holistic health and wellness.
Man, that's real. That's real, bro. Well, man, I appreciate you coming through as always, man. We definitely got to make sure that we get more of these on the books, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's so necessary for, not only people to see and hear the information that you have, but also just with us having our platforms, you know what I'm saying? Like us showing people like the way that like we can collaborate, you know what I'm saying? And we can still both like have our thing, do our thing. Like we not in any type of competition. You know what I'm saying? No one up. If anything, we trying to use our powers and our platforms to help build each other up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can promote and big you up every chance I get, you know what I'm saying? Like that's good for all of us. And more people need to see examples like this to where, like I said, we see that like we not each other enemy. There's plenty of space for all of us out here. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people within the community that would appreciate the talents that you have to offer. And like I said, I ain't gotta tear a brother down just to build myself up, man. And so, man, let the people know, like, man, all your social media handles, your websites, how people can get in contact with you and support Due to Knowledge Radio.
All right. Okay. So y'all can go to www.dtkenpoweryou.com or DueKnowledgeRadio.com, as y'all see scrolling below right here, DTK Empower You or DueKnowledgeRadio.com. Please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, www.youtube.com/Due to Knowledge Radio. That's DOTHA. I see so much THE, it makes me sick to my stomach. You're on the line with that. You know what I'm saying? They're European, they can have that shit. THA. The A is for African. You see what I'm saying? Because we are a voice box for Africa. So not only are we working in the diaspora, we are working on the continent. We got brothers and sisters that are on the continent that we are working in collaboration with. So from Northern Africa to the West Side and down in South Africa. You understand what I'm saying? And over in East Africa, all together building those relationships. So that's DOTHA, KNOWLEDGERADIO. You know, we have our Blog Talk show. We're still there, www.blogtalkradio.com/Due to Knowledge Radio. Also on, you can follow the show on Twitter at Knowledge115 on Twitter, and on Instagram at Knowledge1Allah357 on Instagram. As I said, we are working with our youth and other youth across the planet, and we are feeding you 5 days out of the week. You see what I'm saying? So y'all can click on DTK Empower You and go to shop so y'all can see the clothing. You can get some merchandise there. We have DTK Apparel. You can get merchandise there as well. DTKapparel.com. You can get that merchandise there as well. You see what I'm saying? And you know, you can donate via Cash App, #, Knowledge One Allah, or on PayPal, paypal.me/Due to Knowledge Radio. So if you don't want to donate, you can go get something for your money. We have services. We got hosting services. We got web hosting services, physical services. If you're planning an event, we got strategic planning and event planning services. If you have some youth for us to work with, we have those services as well. So you can check those out on Facebook, on our business pages. You got DTK Multimedia Services. We have DTK Strategic Plan. Just put in DTK in the business section.
Everywhere.
You know,
Everywhere.
In the pages, you'll see it. You know what I'm saying?
SEO game on lock.
Right.
You do your thing, bro.
We got the services for a paid interview slot. So if you were looking to get interviewed and seen and get your business, your brand, whatever it is, seen around the world, we have paid interview slots for the low. So for the price of one interview, you get a follow-up interview for free. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, buy one, get one. You see what I'm saying? So hit us now, and if you mention Atom Rod, you get a discount. You see what I'm saying? It in the low edit, you get a discount. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, make sure, you know, either that or DTK redeemed. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's two ways. Either two ways.
Yeah, man. You heard it here first, man.
You, man. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Melanated and Illuminated.com. You see what I'm saying? And what was it? What's up with the media joint for you? You see what I'm saying? Like, man, like you got swept the globe by storm. You know what I'm saying? It's award winning.
Oh yeah,
situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man,
oh yeah, man.
A1 right there, man.
Oh yeah, man. Boys been behind the scenes building, but y'all know I'm always here. I'm always here. I'm always ready. I'm always ready to do my thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I salute to you, man. We will be checking out Do the Knowledge Radio, man. I will make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I'm always supporting it. You already know we're gonna do that 100 all the way, bruh.
Yeah, hey, book, man, the old man, to holler at me, man. Come through, man. I needs that. I needs
For
that, man.
sure.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. Will do, man. Well, man, another week up, another week down, man. I appreciate y'all checking us out. Make sure that y'all go check us out on melanated.illuminated.com. Check out Do the Knowledge Radio. And, man, we finna close out with some of this Swizzy. Shout out to AI, man. Peace to y'all, man.
Disrespected whenever the checks get involved. Nah, my style straight raw like sushi. Despite banging groupies, I move these raps like it's a trap with the two-piece. Yeah, I'm Gucci, copyright. These niggas bite, but they can't quite copyright. Sue me, your movement, it don't move me. So I have to take it back to the movie. Straight Dracula, spectacular views, inspirational thoughts. Chilling with my muse, cause I had to follow my heart. Spit it from the soul, that blood in the snow. That I don't give a fuck now. Looking down below, I can read your mind. Knew exactly what you wanted. On cloud 99, I'ma keep it 100 with ya. Looking at the bigger picture. With the homie track smoking, blowing swishers. Because rich boy pay me, broke boy kill me, dope boy deal me. My homeboys feel me. Yeah, and they know we gets busy. Littest niggas in the city. I said rich boy pay me, broke boy kill me, dope boy deal me. My homeboys feel me. And they know we gets busy. Littest niggas in the city. Set sail for the new wave. Going up like it's Tuesday. At the crib playing 2K. This is how we live. Got the vibe by the bouquet. Bitches bad and bougie without the little ooze. For me and my amigos.